Close at Fenway Park. It is game 2 of this World Series. The St. Louis Cardinals and the Boston Red Sox. While rehabbing from Tommy John surgery. And there are the numbers this postseason. He won in the divisional round against Tampa Bay. And he won beating Justin Verlander in game 3 in Detroit in the ALCS. And ready for the first pitch of the night. How about the Taco Bell starting lineup for St. Louis? Brought to you by Taco Bell. Sometimes you gotta live Moss. Matt Carpenter leads it off at second base. Carlos Beltran, even after banging into the wall last night, hurting his right rib cage, is in there batting second. Matt Holliday homered last night, the only Cardinal run. Matt Adams moves up to the cleanup spot against the right-hander Lackey. Then it's Yadier Molina, Alan Craig the DH, David Freese, John Jay is in center, and Daniel Descalso gets the start at short, batting ninth. Leadoff men in all of baseball. He checks on the shortstop Drew on one hop, gathers, throws, one out.
Game 3 to beat Verlander.
Beltran trying to drop one into left. There's Gomes. He can't make the play. And Beltran will dig for second base and now come back with one out here in the first. 1 on, 1 out. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. 2 out. And he got him with a 93-mile-per-hour fastball.
Four-seam fastball out of the strike zone.
He's got Beltran at first, 2 out. And he hits one into left. Gomes is back. Plenty of room. The top of the first is history. Again, a man left. Red Sox coming up, leading this World Series 1-0, no score. Sox brought to you by Taco Bell. Sometimes you gotta live Moss. Jacoby Ellsbury leads it off in center. Shane Victorino batting second and right. Dustin Pedroia hits third. David Ortiz, the DH. Mike Napoli at first. Johnny Gomes in left. Jared Saltalamacchia does the catching. Stephen Drew hitting eighth, and Xander Bogaerts in the number 9 spot here in game 2. And that's the group to be faced by this 22-year-old and his 13th major league start, Michael Wacha.
Look at that, a .43 earned run average, 21 innings in the postseason. And again, he was the MVP of the NLCS. And that first thing, there are just a lot of young pitchers in the game who are not as composed as young Michael Wacha. After only 12 major league starts, he has already developed that fastball changeup combination that is just devastating.
Here's a 1-2. Little pop-up on the infield for David Freese. 1 out. Here's a 2-2. Bottom fell out of that pitch on a changeup from Wacha. That's out number 2.
That's a hard changeup, but a changeup nonetheless. Out of the strike zone after all those fastballs. There's that choked changeup.
Defense back on its heels. Now Wacha. Strikeout ends the inning. And the Red Sox know already their hands are full here tonight. Lackey was good. Wacha was good. After 1 in game 2, no score. Carroll and his pitching coach Juan Nieves. Here's one into right that is down for a base hit. Molina is on to start the inning. Lackey with a strikeout in the first inning. Craig flies one into right. Easy for Victorino. 1 on, 1 out. 1 ball, 2 strikes on David Freese. 1 on, 1 out. 2 out. And strikeout number 2.
There's that breaking ball.
To the right side for Pedroia. Backs up. Gets the out. A leadoff hit. Lackey pitches around it after 1.5 at Fenway. No score. The same the next year, and he has been able to resurrect his average and his power numbers. Out in his favor. 3-1 pitch is over but low. A 1-out walk. Here's a 3-2 again, and a pop-up. Shallow center field. John Jay is there. 2 out. You don't believe he would be as tuned up for this as he is. Here's a pop-up. Shallow center again, and John Jay is there. As it is, the 22-year-old has become a postseason star. for the Cardinals. He's through 2, as are we. World Series Game 2. Here's the 1-2. A strikeout is the 3rd of the night for Lackey. 1 away. Another 2-2. Carpenter, a foul tip hung on to for out number 2. Who chops one to the right side. Pedroia circles it, gets the out. Lackey, another scoreless inning. Been so good this postseason for Boston. Bottom of the 3rd. Red Sox batting, no score. He's on a headset in the Cardinal dugout. A strikeout and a 95-mile-per-hour fastball. 1 out in the 3rd inning. And
you know, as soon as I accepted the role of
valuable to this team, teaching a lot of these young pitchers the Cardinals have how to do it the right way. Here's a base hit. First of the night for the Red Sox. A shattered bat, and Jacoby Ellsbury is on, and Michael Wacha ends up with the biggest piece of the bat, picking that up after he jammed the Red Sox leadoff hitter.
Yeah, that's a big league jam shot, but you will gladly trade a bat for a hit any day of the week. There are plenty of bats, but hits are hard to come by, especially tonight off these 2 guys. Now, Yadier Molina
at cutting them down. That's in the air to center. Ellsbury never got a chance to run. That's Jay. And the inning is over. Red Sox have their first hit. We fly into the 4th inning of Game 2, no score. Number 3 hitter in the Cardinal lineup. He hits one into right center. This is well hit. Back at the wall. It's off the wall and now rattles around. Holiday will take the turn and end up at 3rd base to lead off the inning. It almost got out. And then it got away from Jacoby Ellsbury. It's a leadoff triple.
That area here at Fenway Park is an area where triples are born. This ball is not short hopped the little wall. Fortunately for the Red Sox, it's not out. But Ellsbury recovering in time. But watch it carom behind where Jacoby came from. Pitcher in 3rd, you don't run.
That is hard hit. Diving catch by Pedroia. 1 out. Saved a hit and a run.
He's the most creative second baseman in the game. That jump into position and catching the ball about 6 inches off the ground. Infielders get ready for balls that are they anticipate all balls hit to them. Pedroia has that unusual way of jumping into the position.
Here is a 1-1 pitch. Chopper over the head of Lackey. A run scores on the out at 1st. Holiday crosses the plate. Molina drives him home, and St. Louis leads 1-0 here in the 4th.
You know, when you're on 3rd base, you can read the height of a ground ball. That high chopper, Holiday could see it was going to be over Lackey's head. He takes a chance, comes home. Pedroia wanted to go home, but goes to 1st, and the Cardinals are on top. You think about the vision of Holiday. The infield's in, so you're not running, but use your own volition. Great jump.
With 2 out, the base is empty. A walk. With 2 strikes in the 9th inning of Game 6. Here's a ground ball up the middle. Drew to his left, has it, throws it, got the out. Good play by Stephen Drew in the inning. Matt Holiday started it with a triple. After the line drive out, Yadier Molina produces the run. Into the bottom of the 4th, Game 2, 1-0 St. Louis. That's well hit into left, over the head of Holiday, bangs off the scoreboard, and Pedroia's got a double to start the inning.
A wall ball double for Dustin Pedroia. Count in his favor, 3-1. Got the fastball down enough. He doubles to lead off the bottom of the 4th after Holiday had tripled to lead off the top of the 4th.
The 3-1. A walk follows the double. Double, a walk, the 0-1. Left side, Descalso out at second, out at first, a double play. And that sends Pedroia to third with 2 out. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Popped up. Adams wants it. He's called off by Carpenter. The inning is over. Waka gets around the leadoff double by Pedroia. 1-0 St. Louis. After 4 in game 2. Leading off, 2-2 pitch is hit in the air to right center. That ball might drop. Ellsbury is there with a running catch, 1 away. And off to the interview, Kelly in game 3. Count 0-2 on Descalso, and that's up the middle. No kick save, but there's Drew. Count him at first.
Wow, what a good play on both ends.
The 0-2 again. Hard hit, Drew. He's been a machine out there. Spins around and gets the out. And we're halfway through game number 2. Gasol to Lamacchia. It's a leadoff walk. Here comes a 2-1. In the air to left. Holiday stalks it and has out number 1. Back to first, also Lamacchia with Bogarts coming up. Waka. Changeup got him, and that was 3 in a row. Strikeout number 5 for the young Cardinal right-hander. Here's a 1-1. Popped up, got in on his hands. David Freese wants it. And that sends us into the 6th inning in game 2. And Michael Waka so far has lived up to the billing. The 22-year-old carries with him back to the dugout. A 1-0 lead. 1 for 2. And he floats one into shallow right center. There's Ellsbury, 1 away. A triple last time up for Holiday. His first hit against Lackey. Now he's 1 for 3. And each pitcher has struck out 5. 2.
Curveball away.
And Adams grounds it left side. A base hit. Off the glove of Xander Bogaerts and into left. And Matt Adams is 1 for 3 tonight. 1 so far this postseason. Right side, right at Pedroia. Shifts a bit to his left and the easy out at first. To end the top of the 6th inning. Lackey pitching well. Waka back to work. 1-0 St. Louis.
Curveball.
Jammed it. Freese comes to get it and got the out as Adams with the stretch kept his foot on the bag. 1 away. The 3-1 pitch is high. A 1-on-1.
In the postseason.
There he goes. And a high fly ball to left. At the wall. It's gone. Red Sox lead it 2-1. Home run during the postseason for David Ortiz.
On a high changeup, 85 miles an hour over the monster. So a monster hit it over the monster.
And you called it when he was digging in on that foul ball he hit to the right side. He was struggling to find it against the Tigers. But he's found it, and he's locked in. They want a curtain call. Two to 1 game. It was a changeup against Joaquin Benoit for the grand slam. 3-2 pitch. Struck him out looking. 2 away. Strikeout number 6. Up 2-1 in the 6th. Hard hit, Freese. Clemens flags it down and gets the out. And let's go to the 7th inning of game 2. The big swing so far tonight. David Ortiz with the home run to left. And with that, Boston leading St. Louis 2-1. Back after this from your local Fox station. Here's the 0-2. Got him looking on the outside corner. One away. And strikeout number 6 for John Lackey. Here comes pitch number 91. On 3-2 to Freeze. A 1-out walk.
Good at bat by David Freeze.
Get around a 1-out walk. That's into right field, a base hit. Victorino is there to play it, and it's 2 on with 1 out. Here in the 7th inning, and the left-handed hitting, Descalso coming up, and out comes John Farrell.
I think you've got to make the move right now, and John Farrell is.
He's going to go to Breslow, and this crowd will let John Lackey hear their appreciation for his work in game 2 here tonight. Lackey out, Breslow in. An earned run. He has struck out 6. Pete Kozma comes in the game. Runners are going. Pitch is high and a double steal. And Saltalamacchia could not get it out of his glove cleanly, and it's 2nd and 3rd, 1 out.
I guess that fake break earlier was meant to be a steal and not a fake. Kozma.
Here's a 3-2. That's inside to load him up. Bases loaded, 1 away. Carpenter breaks his bat. Fly ball into left. Kozma tags. Here's the throw from Gomes. Tie game. Now the runner Jay down to 3rd. The throw gets away, and the Cardinals will take the lead. Descalso ends up at 3rd base, and St. Louis is on top 3-2 as Breslow threw it away.
2 things. Saltalamacchia could have come off the plate instead of trying to stretch like he did. The ball is not deep in the left field. Johnny Gomes in position to throw, has a pretty good arm toward the first baseline, and now Breslow. Joe, we've talked about this from April to October about how many games are lost by pitchers' throws to bases. A lot over the course of a season, and this game isn't lost, but the Red Sox are behind again.
It's a 3-2 game. Here's a 3-1 from Breslow. Line drive into right, a base hit, and the Cardinals lead 4-2. Beltran, who told his manager before the game that the ribs were okay, makes the start, has 2 hits, and now has the RBI to make it a 2-run game. And that's it. With Holiday coming up, Breslow is coming out, and the Cardinals have put up 3 here in the 7th inning and lead game 2 4-2. Trying to now keep it a 2-run game. Now a 1-2 pitch to Matt Holliday is chopped to Pedroia. 2 bounces. The inning is over. The Cardinals have a 3-run 7th inning and lead game 2 as we go to the 7th inning stretch by a score of 4-2. Saltalamacchia is at the plate. A few changes. Kozma stays in the game at short. That kicks Descalso over to 3rd. Freeze was lifted for the pinch runner. And here is the young right-hander Carlos Martinez throwing 97, picking up for Waka, who went 6. Saltalamacchia 0 for 1 with a walk. That gets away, but Molina will finish it with a throw, 1 away. Here's a 1-1. That's off the glove of Martinez. Bare hand pickup for the out.
You got to be kidding me.
And Cosma, who committed 2 errors last night, who stole a base in the top of this inning, his first chance, and what a play.
Well, last night he used his glove. He decided not to use it tonight. He used his bare hand. How about the play that Martinez made?
Here's a 1-0 to Bogarts. Ripped to short, and there's Cosma again. Uses the glove, shows off the arm, and the baseball will find you when you get into a game. It found Cosma. He made 2 plays. Let's go to the 8th. 4-2 St. Louis. From the Panthers and the Bucks on the NFL side. From LA to Fenway, Fox Sports Live is your home for the World Series post-game coverage. Adams greets him with a line drive to left and right into the glove of Johnny Gomes. 1 out. Here's a 2-2. Fly ball into center, pretty well hit. Back is Ellsbury on the track. 2 out. Just happy to be back out there after spraining his left foot. Now he's on for the 2nd time tonight. And he has his 2nd hit of this World Series. With 2 out, Cosma pops it up. That's Pedroia, and that sends us into the bottom of the 8th inning, game 2. Top of the order coming up for the Boston Red Sox, who trail by 2. Waits for the 0-1. That's over Martinez. Is bobbled and dropped by Carpenter. And the leadoff man is on. A broken bat again for Jacoby Ellsbury, and Carpenter couldn't make the play.
You can see that coming. It's probably going to be an error. It's a tough chance, an in-between hop. They say infielders make their own hops and read their own hops. This is tough to read and tough to make. But an error on Carpenter.
Here's the 0-2. Got him looking, 1 away. And the breaking ball froze Victorino.
Good 2-strike hitter.
Strikeout, 2 down. The ground ball up the middle. Diving stop by Carpenter, but a base hit for David Ortiz. And the inning continues. The 1-1. Here's a little floater, shallow center. Out goes Cosma, and the inning is over. And Carlos Martinez heads off the field, and Mike Matheny's confidence in the young right-hander is rewarded. The reaction from the 2nd-year manager, 43-year-old Mike Matheny, 22-year-old Carlos Martinez. Let's go to the 9th, 4-2 St. Louis. As Koji O'Hara takes over, that was Pearl Jam, so expect a strike. And Jay pops it up into left. Gomes is there. 1 out. Here's a ball that is squirted to the shortstop, Drew. A low throw, but dug out by Napoli. 2 out. With all of this young pitching. Here's a line drive. Not hard hit, caught by Bogarts, and with that, it's a 1-2-3 top of the 9th. Rosenthal will enter. Gomes, Saltalamacchia, Drew coming up. 4-2 St. Louis in game 2.
Eliminates Craig Breslow picking the ball up and trying to get the runner at 3rd.
Gomes hitless tonight. And a strikeout starts the inning.
No sense in wasting pitches when you throw as hard as Rosenthal.
This year. A strikeout for out number 2. And another 98-mile-an-hour fastball from Rosenthal, who's done nothing but come in and throw heat.
Difference between this fastball and the fastball to Johnny Gomes, it's up higher and tougher to hit. 4-seam fastball.
2 by a final of 4-2. And that good young pitching that the Cardinals had brought with them down the stretch and into October on display here tonight.
Struck out the side on 11 pitches in the 9th inning.
Waka gets the win. He's now 4-0 this postseason. Lackey the loss, his first of this postseason. And the 4th save for Trevor Rosenthal in a 3-hour, 5-minute game. And this World Series is tied at a game apiece. Go back to the last strike. It ended the night. The reaction from Michael Waka, the starter. And now from the closer, Trevor Rosenthal. That farm system for the Cardinals keeps producing good young players, good young pitching. And the Cardinals showed it off here tonight at Fenway Park in a 4-2 win.